A folder arrived in the mail. No return address. Inside, a single sticky note. It said, "I work the recovery. I've never told anyone what the documents show. Do whatever you want with this." The first document in the folder is a crew manifest. Typed official. Stamped by the harbor master the morning of departure. It lists 22 names. Every crew position accounted for. Captain through engineer through cook. The 22 people boarded that vessel. The 22 people. The Coast Guard recovery log is also in the folder. It's a field form, the kind filled out on site in sequence as each body is located and tagged. There are 23 entries. Not 22. 23. The diver who sent this folder was on the water that day. He was one of the people filling out that form. He told me in the one message he sent before going silent that the moment they logged the 23rd body, someone on the boat said, "That can't be right." They counted again. They contacted the harbor master. They were read back the number from the manifest. 22. And they were standing over 23 bodies. The question he asked that day is the same one I've been sitting with since the folder arrived. Who was the 23rd person? And how did they die on a ship they were never on? The manifest is 3 pages. The diver highlighted each name in yellow before sending it. All 22. I'm going to walk through what the document shows. Captain, first mate, second mate, engineer, 2 assistant engineers, cook, a steward, 8 deck crew, 4 engine room crew, 2 cargo handlers, 1 communications officer, 22 names, 22 assigned positions. Each one cross-referenced in the recovery log with a body number, a GPS coordinate, a timestamp, and a condition notation. I went through both documents side by side, name by name, body by body. For 22 of those entries, there's a match. The captain is body number 4. The cook is body number 11. Every name on the manifest maps to an entry in the recovery log. Body number 23 maps to nothing on the manifest. The recovery log entry for body 23 reads, male, adult, approximate age 35-45, found in the forward cargo hold. Conditions same as surrounding crew. No identification on person, clothing inconsistent with crew uniform. That last detail. Clothing inconsistent with crew uniform. Every other body was found in standard maritime workwear, the kind issued by the vessel's operating company. Body 23 was wearing civilian clothes. Dark trousers. A jacket. No company logo. No name tag. No ID. The coroner's file is the 3rd document in the folder. The case number is assigned. The status field reads suspended. The date of suspension is 6 months after the recovery. The reason field reads no family claim received, no identification established, case referred to unidentified persons protocol. There's a note at the bottom of the suspension form. Handwritten. It says, fingerprint partial recovered, card filed. No match returned at time of suspension. The fingerprint card is in the folder. The diver included it. It's a partial 2 fingers, right hand, index, and middle. The card is stamped with the coroner's case number and the date it was taken. I want to be precise about what I did next because I want to be clear about what I'm claiming. I didn't run the print myself. I can't. What I did was contact someone who works adjacent to maritime law, not law enforcement, not forensic, and I described what was in the file. They told me partial prints from unidentified persons cases are sometimes cross-referenced manually by researchers or journalists through publicly accessible incident records, particularly for maritime cases that entered public record through insurance proceedings. I found the insurance record for this vessel. It's public. It was filed with the Flag State Authority. The recovery is documented in it. So is the anomaly. The record notes 23 bodies recovered against a manifest of 22 and states the discrepancy was referred to the coroner's office. It doesn't say anything else. But the insurance record cross-references a prior incident involving the same operating company. A vessel flagged 3 years earlier. A different ship. A different route. In that incident's public record, also filed through insurance proceedings, there is a notation. A stowaway was discovered aboard during pre-departure inspection. Name logged. Removed from the vessel before sailing. Handed to port authority. The name in that notation matches the name attached to the partial fingerprint card from body 23. I read that twice. I read it a third time. The same person. Removed from a vessel before it sailed. 3 years before this recovery. On the other side of the Atlantic. I want to lay out what the documents show in sequence, because I think it's important not to collapse this into something simpler than it is. 3 years before the recovery, a vessel preparing to depart. Pre-departure inspection finds a stowaway in a cargo area. The stowaway is identified. Name recorded in the ship's incident log. Handed to port authority at the departure ports. The vessel sails without them. That record closes there. 3 years later, a different vessel, same operating company, different ocean. The vessel goes down. Recovery operation. 23 bodies. Manifest says 22. Body 23, no ID, civilian clothes found in the forward cargo hold. Partial fingerprints taken by the coroner. Name attached to that print, the same name from the stowaway notation 3 years prior. The 2 departure ports are on opposite sides of the Atlantic. I looked at the geography carefully. There is no route, no timeline, no travel record that puts the same person in both places in any way that results in them boarding the second vessel. There's something else. The stowaway in the first incident was removed before sailing. Port authority received them. There should be a port authority record, a handover log, a detention entry, a release record. I contacted the port authority for that departure city. They confirmed they have records from that period. They confirmed the vessel name is in their system. They said any specific record would require a formal request and could not be discussed informally. I submitted the formal request. That was 4 months ago. No response has been received. The diver who sent the folder, I've tried to reach him twice since his initial message. Both times no reply. His name doesn't appear in any current maritime registry. He retired as he said he would. Whatever he wanted to happen by sending the folder, I don't know if this is it. Both cases are officially closed. That's the status on every document I can access. Closed. Suspended. Filed. I called the coroner's office that handled the body 23 case. I identified myself, described the case number from the file, and asked whether a re-examination had ever been requested. The person I spoke with confirmed the file exists in their system. They confirmed the case status. They told me no re-examination has been requested or authorized. I asked about the remains. They told me the body was cremated under the unidentified persons protocol. The standard procedure after the suspension period elapsed. There is no physical record left to examine. Not anymore. What remains is what's in the folder. The manifest with 22 names. The recovery log with 23 entries. The coroner's file with a partial fingerprint card and a name. The insurance records, one from each incident 3 years apart, 2 oceans apart, with the same name appearing in both. The documents contradict each other in a way that has no clean answer. Either the fingerprint match is wrong and the name is a coincidence, and body 23 is someone no one has ever looked for. Or the fingerprint match is right and a person removed from a vessel before it sailed, handed to a port authority that won't answer a formal records request, ended up 3 years later in a cargo hold on the other side of the world. I don't know which of those is worse. The diver hasn't responded. The port authority hasn't responded. The coroner's office confirmed the file and said there's nothing left to examine. The folder is sitting on my desk right now. I keep looking at the manifest. 22 names. All of them matched. All of them accounted for. All of them except the one that shouldn't have been there.